Autism. It is a complex condition that widely varies per individual. For families with children on the autism spectrum, it is important that they find safe spaces to receive the support and tools the children need while still learning about God. Here in the Bahamas, there are many individuals who have gathered to raise awareness of autism. They have broken down religious, cultural, and community barriers to reach persons with autism.
I am a parent to a 7-year-old son. His name is Sean, and Sean has autism. Sean was diagnosed at the age of 3. We noticed that he was not developing as other children would. So I learned about REACH after investigating and trying to find out resources within the Bahamas for children with autism. Sean was diagnosed in the USA, but we have persons who diagnose children here. It would be like a doctor or a specialized pediatrician who focuses on autism or neurological disorders.
REACH stands for Resources and Education for Autism and Other Related Challenges. So it's an organization, it's an NGO that was established in 1999, and it was actually started by a group of parents who noted that their kids had features and some were diagnosed with autism, and they realized in the Bahamas we didn't have a lot of resources, education for the kids. So as a result, they formed a group where it was allowed to increase awareness for autism in our country.
Since coming in contact with REACH, REACH has really impacted my life and my family's life. My son has been with REACH, I think, for the past 5 years. He's been going to either their camps, or recently he's been able to access speech therapy every Tuesday free of charge. And that's a blessing to my family and many families within Nassau, Bahamas. So even currently at this time, Sean speaks, but he says limited words. And he says it when he wants to, so it's not all the time.
So you have a lot of misconceptions of autism. First of all, a lot of our kids with autism, they have sensory challenges, so sometimes they may not be able to talk, sometimes they may have sensitivities with hearing, and so they hear loud noises, and so sometimes they may have outbreaks, tantrums, and a lot of our persons may look at them as rude. Spank that kid, you're not controlling that kid. But, these kids are sometimes not able to control the behaviors. Other misconceptions would be, one, because the kid can't talk, oh, it's nothing wrong with the kid's just waiting to talk late. Other conceptions are that all kids with autism are the same. When we look at autism, it's called a spectrum, and the reason that is because there are different caps, and each kid is different. So you may have an extra brilliant kid that's excellent in math and physics, but not social. Or you may have a kid that may not be able to talk, but can dance, can play the piano. And so we have a lot of myths that persons believe what autism is, but it really isn't.
So my son only does limited speech. He's awesome with numbers, and he goes up to like almost 200 or 300. And so we try to focus on things that he likes. We know he likes music, and just create awareness, They need to be loved too, and they need to know about God too. My husband, he's very supportive. Stewart, my stepmom, Justina, and my dad, Vincent Sims, my sister, and my niece. My niece, she's been a great help, even though she doesn't live here in Nassau anymore. But even like as Sean was developing, she worked along with him. She's very good with small kids. So that has been a great help to my family, yes. All of us have some challenges, so being able to connect with a community of persons, that's a great help, yes. My husband said to let y'all know, please include our children all the time, because they have special needs every day. And they are unique and different. They might not be able to sit in the whole service, but they can do something. They learn different, they act different, but they love just the same. God used my son, Sean Anthony Charles Stewart, to direct me in a new path. I am an educator. I currently teach at Sia Walker, and I teach for the Ministry of Education for the past 17 years. And recently in 2021, God allowed me, He inspired me to start my doctorate degree. So I'm actually studying leadership and special education. And I noticed that there was a great demand for special education teachers, But I don't want to just be an ordinary special education teacher. I want to be a leader, one of the trainers, because I've trained many teachers throughout the years. And I want to be one of the leaders in special education, training persons in autism and any kind of special needs issues. I want to be able to train other teachers and parents, because we do need the training and the support. You know, it's really challenging. Like, you look at other person's children and then your child is, you know, not the same like them. They learn different, they act different, but we learn to love them. So I guess even this experience, I don't know. I never thought I'd be doing special education. That's the truth. I never thought I would be doing special education. I teach older students, senior students, and adults I teach, but to be able to teach smaller children and even special needs children is that's a stretch for me. And I pray that God use me to impact this country or wherever I might be to make a difference.
So we are always looking for volunteers. We have our office where we have fun run walks. We had an Easter summer party, and so persons can come and volunteer their time. Not only their time, we also need funds more than anything else. For kids that have autism, there is no cure, but there are therapies, and these therapies include things like speech therapy, behavioral therapy, occupational therapy, and all of this sometimes it's not affordable, and so we ask persons that if they can come and help to fund. We presently have a speech therapist that the organization, along with support from the government, pays, and we offer free services, and so we can get more support, then we can also expand our services at REACH.
I am a member of New Providence Seventh Adventist Church, and so during the COVID, we were home a lot. But my son, he was listening to Every Praise. Oh my God, that's our favorite song, New Providence. We know that, Every Praise. And let me tell you something, my son starts singing that song, Every Praise. And he never used to talk and sing like that. And he's singing Every Praise to our God. He said, God is his healer, his deliverer. And I mean, that just touched me, that every praise is to our God. Everything is to our God. And I just pray that just touch somebody. You have that special child is for a reason. And he's here or she's here to touch your life and touch other person's lives. And the situation is all for God's glory. So you're gonna wait on that testimony. My son loves church and he watches it on TV on a Zoom. And he sings his every praise. And like sometimes he only speaks when he wants to speak. But he's able to sing every praises to his God. He knows most of the words. And ever since we've been singing at church, Sean sings that all the time. He goes crazy over that song, singing how good. Every praise is to our God. We give him all the glory and give him all the praise. I don't know if I have much to say, but I just say I give God all the glory and the praise for keeping us through this journey. It's been rough, but he gets all the praise and all the glory.
We are reminded in Matthew 19:14 that God never turns his children away. He said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." The first step to inclusion is education. By understanding the autism spectrum, churches can learn how to further support those who have family members on the spectrum. Churches can also provide ministry geared specifically toward those with autism by creating a welcoming environment for families. This can be in the form of support groups, sensory-friendly rooms, and worship services. And finally, by including persons with autism in church programs. Creating a welcoming environment for families affected by autism requires effort, cooperation, and most importantly, understanding. The church must become a place of refuge for all its members. In doing so, we can embody the spirit of community, inclusion, and love.